Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to another edition of the Addicted Social Media Podcast. I'm Neil Weiser.
I'm Seth Goldstein,
And I'm Jody Rains.
and we're doing
And
another Google Hangout.
we're all still trying to figure this out on how to have a nice, smooth, exciting podcast on Google. But we're just doing it anyway.
Exactly. And I do want to apologize for not putting out the audio podcast last week. I know Michael Weberberger, among others, have said, where was it? It was pretty much, the audio quality was so bad that to put it out without showing Jody's beautiful face made no sense. So
It has nothing to do with me, but it
Yeah.
it all has everything to do with the
It's
audio
all Seth's
quality.
fault. It's all
that's
Seth's
all
Yeah.
my fault. I'm
If
sorry.
you couldn't read our lips, you wouldn't have no idea what we were saying.
Exactly. It was pretty bad. I mean, and this week I'm actually recording. I think I'm recording.
Are you recording?
I am
Do I
recording.
have to start all over
No,
again?
I'm recording. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Great.
Hello,
All
Michael
right,
Weber.
let's get started.
Adjusting my camera a little bit. So anyway, well, although we've only been doing this for a very short period of time, apparently there's been a Google Plus Hangout running for quite some time.
Yeah, since pretty much day two, I think it was. They actually it's on this Google Hangout. It's at Hangout on gplus.com, and pretty much what they're doing is they have a live stream. Livestream.com is actually over it, so it's actually being live streamed to more people than just the 9 people that are in the Hangout. But if you want to participate, you gotta wait till a seat opens up and you can go in. So it's a constant revolving door. I've talked to the owner or the developer of the idea that the Google Hangout of
Mhm.
the longest Google Hangout, and they already set a world record for it, the longest Hangout so far. It's good for them.
Well, it's a
And-
world record. Nobody else has done
exactly.
it.
Well,
So, hello.
you just need to start.
It's already a world record.
Exactly. So they had to start one. They started
Well,
one. Okay.
Although right now I'm looking at the video and it looks like 5 or 6 of the screens are all showing the same terrible lolcat video of some.
Oh, because what they're probably doing is they're screen capturing them screen capture of their screen capture.
It's probably so boring nobody wants to stay there.
Well, it's
Oh,
pretty
let's be
boring right
nice,
now
Jody.
with just watching that.
Yeah, but it's the longest running one, and I mean Michael Dell's popped in, some celebrities have popped in, so it's been kind of neat
That's
to
silly.
see. But
It's
anyhow,
just silly.
another person going by the name of Drew Jones has set up a website called HangoutParty.com. Essentially, what they're doing is they're doing live concerts. They're not doing constantly, but they're scheduling like interviews with celebrities and other well-known people. And what they're doing is they're having them all air via live stream again, but they're doing it through the Hangout essentially, using the tools in Google Hangout. So it's pretty neat. Another thing that has been using the Google Hangout technology, other than us, and I assume much better than what we've been doing, because
I don't know. We're doing it pretty
we're
nice.
doing a pretty good job. Yeah,
Better today than last week.
YouTube is using it for
We're
live.
figuring it
YouTube is using Google Plus for live streaming, which is pretty neat. What do you guys think about that?
Well, weren't they working on their own live streaming technology or product anyway?
Hmm
They were,
Did
but
Did that morph into Google Plus, or I mean, why did they abandon theirs and then go with Google Plus?
Because
aside
they're
from
all
the
the
fact
same
they want to
company.
promote Google Plus.
I think it's a promotional ploy, honestly.
I think it's so confusing. You know, it's all merging together, though, when you think of it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Wait a second. I got a question. As long as we're talking about YouTube, so YouTube has that new interface they've got running.
Cosmic Panda or Cosmic Aardvark or something like that.
Panda.
Yeah.
Panda,
What do you
yeah.
guys think of that?
It's neat. It's cleaner. It's a little easier to navigate.
I kind of hate it.
Why? Why do you hate it?
A lot of the features that I was used to seeing and using on the regular Google page, YouTube pages rather, aren't there. It seems
Like
like
what?
it's.
Like what features?
I'd
Be
have
more
to,
specific.
I'd
Come
have
on,
to
Neil. Come on, Neil.
think
Come
about
on,
it to
Neil.
be more specific, but I was running, trying to check out a situation around a client yesterday who actually had a competitor's ad apparently running on their YouTube page, and I couldn't get to the old YouTube page, but they were on it. And also
Really?
the Cosmic Panda page, and which didn't seem to have any advertising.
That's interesting. I mean, I
That's
wonder.
confusing.
was
What
very-
you can do is, in one of the past show notes, I've mentioned how you can go and turn off the actual
You
Cosmic
can
Panda.
turn off the update, yes.
You can. You might want to do that when you're checking that. But Neil, also another thing I have to give Google major props for. They've gone from using a Python script for their tech support to going
Mhm.
back to actually customer service. I mean, I talked to Toby Stein, who's on the Google Plus team.
That's so exciting.
No, it is exciting. They're asking your opinions and stuff like that. Come on, you're just as much of a geek as I am.
Go ahead.
No, so it's kind of neat that they're doing that as well. So, and also we have a link in the show notes for the mother of all Google Plus resource lists. This was put out by the Next Web, thenextweb.com, and essentially it's a great list of all the plugins and stuff that Google Plus should already have, but they don't. So these
Yeah,
are
it's a
things
good
that people
list.
are coding in. My favorite being the Hangout redialer.
Yeah, I like that.
It's good. It actually got me into a Radcliffe Hangout. I just because I'm redialing. Drove my wife nuts. She was sitting at the other desk behind me, and she was like,
Ticking, ticking, ticking,
exactly
ticking.
thing. And it's just like, can you stop doing that? So I turned on the volume, and I'm talking to my wife, and then all of a sudden I hear, hello, hello. And Trey's like, hi, Seth. And I'm running back over real fast. Like, hi, how's it going? I'm all dorky. Oh, hi, Trey. Oh, my God. It's
So
Trey.
why should that be any different?
Thank you, Jody.
Just the usual.
This is usual,
I know, right?
exactly. So what's going on with this Google buying their daily deal site? Didn't they already do that for something?
Well, they tried to buy Groupon, which didn't
That's
exactly
true.
work out. So I guess they decided to save themselves $5 billion or something.
Yeah, something
Have
like
you
that.
guys done any of those daily deals?
I actually,
Nah,
I
haven't
did
gotten
do
around to it.
Groupon and Living Social here and there, especially for movie tickets. I've gotten quite a few movie tickets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they've good movie
That's-
tickets. I know, Neil, you're going to a really interesting thing today, aren't you? Not Clay Shirky. Ray Kurzweil.
Yeah, Transcendent Man.
Yeah, I looked at that. Next time, let me know when that happens. I'd like to go.
It's all about singularity and how how technology is merging with biology and blah blah blah.
Nerd boy.
Mm-hmm.
But with Neil is for people who don't know already, Neil is a big science fiction geek. So this is right up his alley. So I actually found out about it by stalking Neil on Twitter. I saw you
That's
talking
scary.
to Jim Worth about it. So
You're such a good stalker, Seth.
I am. I'm a very nice stalker. So that's good.
Well, it's sort of like Fight Club, though. You're not supposed to admit that you're a stalker.
Mhm.
You know?
Well, I've never played by the rules. So
Okay, back to social media,
back
guys.
to social media. All right, what's up?
I have a stalker. That's a whole nother story.
Back,
Go ahead.
back to social media.
Back to social media.
Social.
So Google was also Google Plus, which is still a closed beta. Keep that in mind. It's still in field trials. It's not a beta. It's in field trials. It is actually now up to 25 million people in the field trial.
Isn't that
Mhm.
something?
That's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
but you know what? I have to tell you, there have been a couple of glitches today. I don't know if
Couple?
you have. Yeah, you have that Start Google Plus.
Yeah.
Okay, that failed to function. Although they fixed it. When I came back
They're
this
pretty
afternoon,
quick,
it's
yeah.
fixed, which was wonderful, wonderful.
What failed to start?
Start Google Plus. It's a add-on on Chrome and I
Oh, but
believe
that's not
also on
Google.
Safari.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
and what it does is it works with Google Plus and it integrates your Google Plus stream with Facebook and
That's
Twitter,
Yeah, it's neat.
which is really nice. And I think they
Right.
have plans to integrate. I'm going to say YouTube, but there's something else they're integrating. I'm not sure what.
There's,
Yeah, I got
there's a
it
lot of them.
on my browser.
But I've actually noticed that actually a warning to our listeners, watchers, whatever they are at this point in time. That stalkers, exactly. Our A2SM stalkers. Pretty much what you got to keep in mind is that Firefox 5 is crap right now. It really is not working very well, and it's
Mine keeps crashing
it keeps
too.
on crashing. It's bad.
And I'm on a
code.
Mac and you're on a PC.
Exactly, it's in
Go
bad
figure.
code. But Chrome, if you put in too many, I've actually maxed out Chrome with too many Google Plus add-ons. So be aware. Like, try one. If it's not perfect, take it out first, then put another one in.
How
Like,
many
don't-
can you max out on?
Well, my computer maxed out on like 10. Chrome just ceased to really work for me. But which was literally I can install one add-on into Mozilla, and well, it's the wrong plugin. The whole thing can go. So.
Yeah. Well, they also the Start Google Plus. They also said that sometimes the apps don't work together. The add-ons don't work together. They conflict.
Exactly. So try stuff. Don't throw the computer out the window yet. Experiment.
Or throw it and get a new one.
Exactly.
That's what I
For
say.
all me the money. So, moving on. Hey, did you know that Newt Gingrich is being followed by people who are not human?
Cool.
Well, that makes sense. He's not
Yeah.
human.
Some of my best friends aren't human.
Yeah. Like, where's your one that like? Where's
Oh,
Suki?
I don't know. She's on something.
Yeah, there's a podcast, one of our podcasts. I have to apologize for that too. All of a sudden, there's heavy breathing on the microphone.
And it wasn't me.
It wasn't Jody. It wasn't me. Neil was
It's all
actually
right,
away.
my
so it
bad.
wasn't him. No, actually, it wasn't you. It was her dog. Who? What is it? Shih
Well, that was
Tzu?
before we had video.
It's before which would probably make more sense if we had video.
Yeah, because I could pick her up and everybody could see her.
Exactly.
Snorting
Apparently
face.
she has no face, so she's
very flat.
Yeah, she's a deviated septum or something.
Mm-hmm. But we were talking about Newt Gingrich.
Newt Gingrich apparently.
Yeah, he's a deviant too. No, I'm sorry.
Apparently, they did a study of his 100,000 million followers, something like that. I think it's 1 million followers. Only 8% of them are actually legit accounts.
How many are?
Only 8% of those million followers.
So what do you think happened? Do you think he made them up?
Or yeah, maybe.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised in the least.
It's Newt Gingrich after all.
What good does that do?
Makes him look.
Well,
he's trying to look like hot stuff.
Well, he's trying to demonstrate that he's got more followers than by far than Sarah Palin. I was looking at the chart on the site now, and shows that he's got twice as many as she does, which can translate into something, respectability or something.
But they're politicians after all.
Yeah, they're politicians, but I've been hearing a lot.
Now, be nice about politicians.
Jody, but you're not a normal politician, hon. You're Jody.
I'm all right, but my point is that he's not been running the smoothest presidential race anyway. I mean, he's had a lot of issues. He's had multiple staffers quit simultaneously several days in a row last month. He did something, I heard that when he first announced, he then went on a 2-week Greek island cruise the day after he announced that he was running. He's not exactly running the most savvy campaign. I think it's just all publicity stunt to sell more books.
Possibly.
Okay.
Imagine President Newt Gingrich. Ugh,
not going to happen.
But so anyhow.
Sorry, Newt. Hey, you know what? People didn't think somebody with the first name of Barack could be president either. So maybe Newt can do it.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Go figure.
Go figure. So anyhow, Twitter, on another completely different note, but still on Twitter. Twitter has actually added a feature for developers in their API, the NSFW flag, meaning it's not safe for work for those people who are not up with the jargon of the day. What that means is that developers can code in features that will enable people to say, well, this is not a safe for work link, and other features like that. So that's a neat little add-on.
Well, it's not neat, but it's interesting because really, what does it do? Because they're looking to the future. They're trying to figure out who are they going to be when they grow up. And now with Google Plus, it's funny. Scoble made a comment earlier today, which I thought was very
one of many.
He's just a little bit verbose, but I like what he has to say. But what he was saying was that he finds that he's spending a lot less time on Facebook. That he said something like he doesn't remember. Well, Twitter, yes, but Twitter he's using differently. The reason I suggested Facebook first is because what he said was that he never really got anything out of Facebook as a return, and therefore he's spending less time on Facebook, more time on Google Plus. He also said that he has reorganized his Twitter account into more of a news feed. And the reason that this spurred this random thought from nowhere, thank you, is because Seth, when you mentioned about the not suitable for work iteration, so now you've created a way for pornography to be sold, right? I mean, so how are they going to connect, and what are they using?
Wait, how does it create a way for pornography to be sold?
Because they're engaging, connecting. Not suitable for prime time,
I mean, you can tweet out a porn link to a porn video and have people be aware not to open it up at work because it's about a sheep and a man.
How come Seth gets it? Neil, smell the coffee.
You need some coffee. You
just Powerade today.
Ooh, what's that? That looks good. What was that?
It's Punch. They're not sponsors.
Powerade.
They're not sponsors. But speaking about that, if you want to sponsor us, we're open to the options. Anyhow, moving on.
$1 billion.
Speaking of politicians and Twitter, Barack Obama, in the hopes to get a debt ceiling raised, which it was in the end. Thank God.
Thank God. We had $2 trillion more now. Thank God.
Yeah, it's no thank God there.
But we're not defaulting our loans. So
no political commentaries.
No, exactly. But anyhow, Obama, with all his tweeting out of other senators and House representatives' Twitter handles, lost 30,000 followers.
They probably were connected to Newt anyway.
Exactly. So.
I don't think but we don't know whether or not they were lost because of those specific tweets, because they were just annoyed with the whole situation anyway. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, nobody did a good job over this whole debt crisis situation.
No, we did. They're a bunch of little whiny little babies.
Well, yeah, that's beside the point. But so
Naked
I thought
whiny babies.
yeah,
What? What's that?
some of them are.
Naked
But
whiny
Oh,
babies.
yeah, there's at least one in Jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but my
Bigger
point is,
Jersey,
my,
after all.
guys, come on. My point is that I think he actually made very good use of Twitter because he was putting it out there. He's saying get in contact with your congressman and get their attention and pressure them to do something. I
Well, he
mean,
wasn't doing anything. It was his staffers.
well, of course it was, but it was
It was
through.
automated, wasn't it?
It wasn't automated. I don't think it was automated. But speaking about automated, actually, we're not going there yet.
Go ahead.
Apparently,
Do it.
no,
Yeah.
because that's a different category.
It doesn't matter. Segue.
Oh, anyhow, there's a
Segue.
Facebook study. There's a Facebook study that says that manual postings on the Facebook and probably Twitter as well
I'm sure it is.
outperform automated tweets and posts and likes and any of that
Well,
vernacular.
How do
I
you
never,
know
I
they're
never
automated?
really.
What?
How do you know they're automated?
I don't know that much.
You know, the only way you could tell that they're automated, I know like on Twitter, they get truncated. Whereas if I were posting it, it wouldn't truncate. I would phrase it appropriately. I don't know if that makes sense, but
But
so,
when you're setting up the tweet anyway, you should be setting it up so it'll fit within the 140 character limit, so that even though it's being sent through an automated system, unless it's pulling like an abstract from a blog post or something, is that what's going on?
yes, yes,
I see.
said the blind
Very
man.
cool. So
But-
anyhow, to go back to Twitter,
But but here's the thing. Just before we move on, okay, regarding automated, okay.
Mhm.
What do you think? Are you pro or against?
The automated tweeting?
Mhm.
Well, if it's pulling an abstract of a post and it's not formatting it properly, then it's not serving anybody any good. However, for example, I actually have a lot of followers in Australia, and I keep on forgetting to do it, but I periodically will set up some tweets through one of the timing tools to go out at specific times. So
that's not
that's
really automated. That's scheduled.
That's scheduled. That's different.
Well,
I guess.
Automated is
yeah.
a Twitter feed, whereas
guess-
like you're tweeting out your RSS feed.
Yeah, and I guess
well, that I don't do.
in some ways it's good because you have ongoing content. In some ways it's bad because it kind of defeats the whole purpose of engaging.
Exactly.
Well, you're not engaging. You're just
Well,
broadcasting.
I mean, here's what I do, guys. I have some automated tweets. I have a few accounts out there.
Hey Seth,
Yeah.
make sure you get a little bit closer to the camera when you tell us what you're going to do.
Anyhow, and it's focusing on you anyhow. So, but what I do is I have a few accounts that are strictly all automated tweets from different blogs. And I've tested it to see what the return on investment is and the return on interaction is,
Mhm.
and it's not very high. On my account, I do automatically feed from like TechCrunch and Mashable, a few of them that I would already be tweeting, and I set it to the one tweet an hour. One tweet when something comes out that hour, I'll detweet it out, but only one thing, because I would already be sharing that
For the most part.
eventually as it is. So I just know I never tweet out TechCrunch articles because most likely I already did. But and I have it formatted so it doesn't look as necessarily like an auto tweet unless you read under it. The source is Twitter feed. So
But
I am being transparent about it, saying, look, this is a Twitter feed, but I also make a point of also engaging in addition to that. So
Do you have?
I didn't even know you could really auto. I guess you could auto Facebook through Twitter feed. So.
Okay, so like, do you find that when you do that, that people are less inclined to respond to it? Like, in other words,
No, I get a lot of responses to that. A lot of times I didn't know I didn't read the article yet.
I know
yet.
I did that to you.
Exactly, and I'm
I
like, wait, I gotta read what I tweeted
What
first.
I tweeted? What did I tweet?
I tweeted exactly.
Yeah. So here's the other part of it though. Are you guys having problems? Because I find that I'm having some problems with
I always have
TweetDeck.
problems.
With
Your
TweetDeck.
TweetDeck sucks.
I'm having problems with Hootsuite.
Who's
What capacity?
garbage?
In what capacity? What problems are you having?
Logging in,
stalls.
crashing, freezing, all the
Yeah,
above.
I've
Too much.
But that's your computer, Neil.
No, using too much of the bandwidth.
Resources.
Absolutely, big time. So I tried to do the Chrome TweetDeck,
mhm.
and
That crashes all the time.
crash.
I'm using Seasonic Web right now, and it's working quite well. So thank you, Loic. So moving back to Twitter now,
Well, wait a second. Are we
or not.
having that discussion?
Which discussion is this?
The tweet deck not working?
It's not working.
It doesn't work.
Then
It
the
crashes.
discussion. For Jody, so it's not working for you. It's working for you.
Does
but
it work for you, Neil?
It works, but I did go through a period sporadically over about 6 weeks where I was constantly getting that little alert message saying that I've exceeded limit or whatever, and then it would go away, or I just.
Well, that happens periodically, yeah.
Yeah, but this was happening like all the time, like nonstop.
That's
the
because
story of your life,
when you get more
ought to tweet.
followers, that's what you expect. That's what happens.
Yeah, maybe it's just getting too popular for my own good.
You are. You're
Oh,
just
God.
too popular for your genes. But anyway,
Alright,
where
now
are
we're
we?
going back to Twitter.
I'm remembering a song,
Or not.
or not.
I'm too.
That's
that
the one.
Okay, so let's see. We did game.
Alright, so we're going back to
and
Twitter.
then-
Twitter is getting rid of its old version. Twitter is getting rid of its old version.
Finally.
Rest in peace. I
cares?
actually miss it because making Twitter background sucks with the new version.
Yeah, who cares?
Eh.
No one should be using the old
Was
version.
that English?
No
Yeah, I
one
guess-
should.
I think that Twitter is evolving into a newsfeed service, and that's pretty much what it's going to wind up being.
I think it's more than that. I think it's a news feed service with some conversation.
Not as much anymore. I think a lot of that conversation when Google Plus becomes more accepted and more and more people are on.
But still, it's only 20 million people, Jody.
It's only
25
yes,
million.
but when it gets
25
to
million
be more, as more people start getting onto Google
But it's
Plus,
not there yet.
the engagement is much better. You're not limited to 140 characters. I think that it's going to each of these different medias are going to take on a life of their own, and you're going to be using them for different purposes. Just like you use Twitter differently than you use Facebook, differently than you use LinkedIn, differently than you use Google Plus, differently than you use Quora. Okay, same thing. It's evolving into a feed service. In my humble opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And the problem is that as more people do segment off into these other services, once the conversation starts going away, that's going to really start killing Twitter.
Right.
But I think we have some time before that happens.
Yeah, well, they just raised $800 million, so.
Exactly. So
So what do you think, though, guys? Do you think that Facebook is going to die too, because people are spending less and less
well,
time?
eventually everything must die. It's the way life is, Joe.
Well, but it's not that it's dying. It's just that things are evolving, and especially as Google Plus adds new features, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to transition out of Facebook and Twitter onto Google Plus. I've not been spending as much time as I want to on Google Plus. I just haven't had the opportunity recently, but I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I'm actually in conversations a little bit more than on Twitter.
Guess who I talked to today?
Who'd you talk to today?
Tom Anderson. He's my
Talked to-
friend.
Aw.
Yeah, we
he loves Google Plus.
He does. He's a big proponent. And so we had a little, back and forth kind of conversation thing. What's interesting, too.
Was it on a Hangout?
No, just in the stream.
We could get him on a Hangout.
I haven't been fortunate enough to talk to my friend Tom in a Hangout yet. He's everybody's friend, though.
He is everyone's friend, even on Google Plus. He's the first friend.
He's my first friend.
I think it's so funny how he's just fallen in love with him and has become the Google Plus fanboy.
I know, he really has.
More than Scoble.
Well,
More than Robert, too. I mean, Robert Scoble is usually the biggest fanboy that there is, but,
it's funny, too, because there's this whole movement to put Scoble in his own circle.
He is in his own circle. I have a Scoble circle.
You have a Scoble circle. So
I have a Scoble circle.
So I asked the question.
More because I want to follow him.
I asked the question on Google Plus earlier today. I said, if they ever made it so that your names of your circles were visible and people could see which circle they were in, would you have to change the names of your circles? And it's funny because a couple people respond, they're like, no. And I'm like, really? And so you don't have one that's called people I don't care about, or I have no idea who these people are. And they said, well, maybe I would have to change the one that's, pretty girls, or,
Or I have one that's called Geek Goddesses.
Well, but I wouldn't change that. That's silly.
You know why? Because you're in it, so that's the reason why you don't want to change.
No.
All right, anyway, moving on.
I have
know
one
people hate
called
that term.
Talks Too Much.
But,
Talks too much.
yeah, talks too much.
Overmodulates.
You need to overmodulate. That's me.
People who
But anyhow, did you know
overmodulate.
Nielsen ratings are coming to Facebook? What do you guys think? Talk amongst yourselves.
That's it remains to
So
be seen.
who cares? What are they rating?
Good, they're gonna be good ratings in there. Whoop-de-doo.
It's my
Rating
understand.
what? What are they
It's
rating?
my understand. Well, they're providing, I guess, trying to provide improved analytics or something, because otherwise there's really nothing much to rate. I mean,
Your picture is on a scale of 1 to 10.
well, that's a clout thing,
Yeah, that's hot or
Your
not.
interaction.
right?
It is interesting though how some people can post stuff and like everybody has to make a comment, and then other people post and nobody cares. Did you ever notice that?
It depends who's doing the posting.
But also, I think the way that they position it.
Well, yeah, that too. That too.
I had a friend of mine. He's a real nut job. He happens to be a pilot. He flies for U.S. Air, and
Now I know who the nut job is.
It's good to know that the nut job is flying daily.
I know. Well, that's the scary thing. So he posts this comment. He goes, "I probably shouldn't say this, but I saw Casey Anthony, and something about, and I even spoke with her." And I wrote, "That's not something I would brag about." Oh well, let me tell you what. It became this totally long dialogue.
Where was this? In Facebook?
On Facebook, yeah.
Public?
Public, yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
I'll point you in the direction.
Let's move on to Facebook is allowing for duplicate community pages to be merged into official pages.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good idea. So set
Pages are stupid.
all the extra Justin Bieber fan club pages that you belong to.
I don't understand these community pages anyway. I think they were kind of...
They're a waste of space.
They never went anywhere. They didn't work.
No, they were a really bad idea. They were just trying to out Wikipedia.
It just,
and they failed.
It's dumb.
Miserably.
Yeah.
It's dumb, okay? Thank you.
But hey, now you can merge
Thank you
them.
and good night.
What's that?
But now you can merge them. If you have
But now merge them into official pages.
I'm not going to talk about merging here. So anyway, did you hear about Cloud adding YouTube?
Yes, yeah. You can now get worthless rankings based on that now.
So what do you really think about Cloud?
Well,
I actually like it. I mean, but I'm not at 60 clout, so I'm like, but I don't know what the hell that means. I'm at 60, and I was at 62, and I'm bitter. I lost 2 points.
I wonder what my Cloud is today. I haven't checked it.
You're at 59.
well, the problem with Cloud, I mean, are they measuring an aggregate score? Or are they going to give you a different score for each service that you're on?
I think it's an aggregate.
Service.
All right, so that's going to wind up actually
Rock, paper, scissors. You ready?
That's going
Okay,
to wind
this
up
is your
bringing
number.
everyone else's score down, though, because most people are only on a couple of networks, and if you start including all these other networks, if you're not active on them, then it's just going to start bringing your score down.
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway.
Well, considering that Clout is keeps telling me that certain people influence me, and I don't even know who these people are. There was a great one. I looked last week. I haven't been there in a while, so I looked last week, and the list, like half the list were people I have no idea who any of those people were. Oh yeah, they're my influencers. Yeah, who are they?
Well, you really don't know who they are. That's
No,
scary.
I really don't know who they are, and Cloud's telling me that they influence me.
Way to go, Cloud.
It's so I tell you, they've got a brilliant marketing department because they're showing up everywhere. They're cutting deals right and left, and they're gaining a lot of traction. And I don't understand beyond that why, because it's just total BS.
You've heard it here first. Anyhow, Foursquare, which is not BS, Foursquare and Groupon are hooking up. Sitting in a tree, KISSING, and to give when you check in, giving real-time deals. For when you check in.
Aren't Foursquare and Groupon? No, I guess they're not. I was thinking that.
What?
Well, they're kind of in a little bit of competition to a
But
certain
they're kind of
extent.
dating now.
Who's dating?
Foursquare and Groupon.
Hmm.
Moving on.
Who
Now you can
cares?
easily
Who cares?
create a Foursquare
I think
business
maybe
page.
we should just end the whole podcast right now. Because we're doing that a lot for a lot of these.
Who cares? Who cares?
Really low low interest rates.
Moving on.
Today.
Anyhow, did you know you can actually make your Foursquare business page a lot easier?
Do you have a Foursquare business page?
I do. That's my UPS store box.
It's your what?
It's my UPS store mailbox.
What?
Oh, really?
I was testing it out for a client, and I wanted to see how it worked, so I didn't want to put my personal address on, so I used my post office box.
I thought you couldn't do that.
Well, I did to try it out. I haven't used it,
And
and I'm the mayor of it.
You're the mayor of your post office
I'm
box.
the mayor of my
Way
box.
to go, Seth.
Seth, that's cheating. You do realize that, right?
I know, but I don't use it. I just leave it up
Hey,
there.
did it affect your clout score?
No, it didn't.
I don't think Foursquare is included in cloud.
Not
I
yet.
thought they were.
They will put more BS in cloud, and I can guarantee it.
So guys, we have our own Anthony Weiner right here in New Jersey.
Hey, we're not in Jersey, Jody. It's your own problem.
Yeah, well, we have all kinds of issues over here in New Jersey. A couple
you
years
do in
ago, we
Jersey,
had
Jersey.
a mayor resign because he hired an Israeli guard who accused him of having accosted him.
Oh, that was McGreevy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was in New Jersey.
Yeah, McGreevy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yesterday we had a New Jersey politician who resigned after naked photos showed up, and
Where was it?
Well, he's Cumberland County freeholder Louis Maguzzi. He resigned after naked
Maguzzi.
photos that he took of himself emerged on a political opponent's website.
Oh,
The
Oh, so it's not even social media. I thought it would be on like Facebook or something.
Well, the photos were taken by Maguzzi with his smartphone in front of a mirror. Okay, so guys,
What's with the mirror?
let me tell you what, okay? First of all, anyone who's taking pictures and posting them of themselves that you took with your little phone in a mirror, okay, you might as well just put a big L on your forehead.
All right, look.
Or somewhere else.
Let me explain something to you guys. Okay,
Loser.
you don't need to use the mirror. If you just get the iPhone 4, it's got this cool little feature, which is the front-facing camera, so you guys can all do away with the mirrors. Like the front-facing camera showing.
Why don't you show us?
I am. It's showing
Yeah,
my.
you're
What is
seeing
that?
his crappy computer.
Oh, is that what that was?
Oh, I was saying. Sorry, angling down. There we go.
That's a really
This is
scary
Jody's
thing.
head.
So you can kind of do it like that, and then it's problem solved. You won't have to do it in front of a mirror. I don't know. Seems simple to
Neil,
me.
you talking from experience?
Apparently
well,
he is.
wouldn't you like to know?
No, please don't tell me.
It'll show up on a random website somewhere.
Yeah. Social media
Not until
royalty
I'm
bears
running-
all.
Wisergate.
Not until I'm running for
Wisergate. That is the new title of the show, Wisergate.
Get it?
Wisergate.
Definitely will give you a new definition for this bud's for you.
Anyhow, so speaking of Neil Weiser's true loves, Neil Weiser has been a very big proponent of Ning before they screwed him over, and Ning is being shopped around, and they're trying to get a $150 $150 million for it. What do you think, Neil? Is it worth it?
Is it
Would
worth
you
it?
buy it?
I haven't.
Would you buy it?
Well, if you let me answer the question.
It?
I haven't actually used Ning in about 9 months. I just haven't had an opportunity. They didn't screw me over. Just that they had made changes to their platform that were causing problem with some of the clients that I had at the time. I think it generally was a pretty good platform. I don't know what their current user statistics are. I do know that when they made the changes, which was charging subscriptions and doing other things, let's see what it says. It had 400% year-on-year revenue growth, which is pretty impressive. Going from 17,000 to 100,000 subscribers with 60 million active users. So that's pretty respectable. And I know that they've been looking to offload for a while. I'm a little surprised that they're asking so little for it. That seems to suggest that maybe maybe has collapsed as far as users are concerned. I don't know. We'll see who steps up to the plate and buys it. I think it was a great service while it lasted. I'd hate to see it go away because there are so many organizations and schools that actually utilize it because it does provide some pretty good service for a very small fee.
Yeah, it does.
So it's good technology. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
They're good people.
What?
They're good people.
The
Yeah.
good people.
Also, have you guys heard about Iceland taking a cue from the open source community and crowdsourcing their new constitution? Iceland actually recently we're all undergoing lots of monetary upheaval in our monetary systems, but Iceland really got hit really hard with the mortgage crisis and all that stuff, and they crowdsourced their constitution. Neil, tell us more.
That was pretty much the whole story.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead,
basically,
Neil, make something up.
yeah. Let's
Go for it, Neil. It's all yours.
Well, actually, what this is really interesting though. aside from the reasons why Iceland did this, but the fact that they are using these modern tools to get feedback on a rewritten constitution, I think, is really quite impressive, and I think it's going to harken to some things that we're going to see in the future. You know, gave a lot of credit to Facebook and Twitter and social media in general during the Arab Spring, uh, that which is actually still sort of going on in many of these countries throughout the Middle East. And I think this is just the surface, scratching the surface of it. I think we're going to start seeing things like transnational political parties starting to form, which will be really interesting because when you start having a country whose policies are being passed within that country, but they're being formulated by people from different countries, you know, I think it's going to be a real interesting thing for the future.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And let's go on to the picks. Actually, no, we're not there
No,
yet.
no, no. What about the Airbnb?
Airbnb. Recently, for those people who haven't heard about Airbnb, Airbnb is a darling of Silicon Valley. Essentially, it's a marketplace to put up your house for rent for a weekend. You're not using your house, put it up for rent, someone can come over and use your house. It's great for when you're traveling around. You want to go to a hotel.
It's like a sharing. Yeah, you share your house
Sharing.
with somebody.
But anyhow, they had some
Mm-hmm.
massive bad publicity recently, and one person originally came out, and the second person came out again. Both of them had their houses trashed. One by a meth addict who was brewing meth in their house. Airbnb initially asked them to remove their blog post, which was very poor PR. And finally, they came around and realizing how stupid they looked and sounded. And I probably should switch the camera on to me, since I'm the one that's talking. They're now they offer an unconditional apology. Thanks a lot. And a $50,000 insurance guarantee. So if someone screws up your house, we will pay up to $50,000 to fix it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too, because what they said was last month the home of a San Francisco host named EJ was tragically vandalized by a guest. The damage was so bad that her life was turned upside down.
They cut tags off her shirts.
What's that?
What?
They cut the tags. They went through her clothing and cut the tags off her shirts.
Oh my God! So we don't know if she's going to be able to wash it in hot or cold.
Well, that's pretty disturbing, Neil. I mean, that's pretty invasive.
Listen. If you're opening your house up to people who you don't know and haven't met, I mean, and then you're coming home to the trashed house. I'm sorry, you're going to be surprised that these things happen.
But it says the damage was so bad her life was turned upside down. I don't think that's the same situation, Seth. Okay? I really
No.
don't.
That was part of that situation. If you read her blog post, that was one of the things that they did, besides having meth pipes all over the place and whatnot.
Well, I mean, it's a terrible thing
Holes in
to
the
have.
wall.
It's a terrible thing to have happened. But I mean, gee, you know, what'd you expect?
Yeah, when you open your home like that to people that you don't know, you really should take precautions to put your
Well, here's the
personal
issue
stuff
with
away.
that, Jody.
What's
Here's
that?
the issue with that. Initially, the way how it goes on Airbnb is that you really can't talk to the person before there's a transaction, which is really, in my opinion, really bad. You should be able to contact the person, size them up first, and then exchange
Well, then
an agreement.
don't use the service. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Based upon what the service is, that's when you make your decision whether you want to use that service or not. So that being said, with a service like this, what you should do is if you're going to allow somebody into your home, you take your personal stuff and you put it away. You don't leave it out.
Exactly. All right, let's take a quick poll.
Well,
Jody,
Yes.
Jody, would you use Airbnb?
Nope.
How about to stay somewhere?
Nope.
Neil,
let me think. No.
how about to stay somewhere?
Why?
I mean, it's cheaper. Go to Paris, get a flat in Paris. I mean, you can rent apartments in Paris. A lot of times these people don't own that. They own the house, but they're not. A lot of the people on Airbnb, these are their second homes that they're not living in actively. So I mean, if it's a home that's not actively being lived in and it's being rented out to you, and it's a completely blank slate of a house with some furniture in it, would you be open to that, Jody?
No, I wouldn't.
Say again if it's a what?
If it was a rental property, it wasn't anyone was living in there. It was just a place that people rented
I've
out.
rented houses. If I go to the shore, I've rented
so like
houses.
that.
But you know what, Seth? The difference is this. Okay, it's not like somebody's actively living there. It's set up to accommodate guests and company. You know, the things that are there are things that the hosts put there to be used by the people staying in a house. There's no personal effects. If you stay in somebody's personal residence, they have personal effects around.
You know, and I agree with that. I really think it's stupid to open your house up if you live in the house. I think a lot of people in Airbnb have been putting up houses that they rent out, and I think that's if I was flying some Paris or somewhere and it was a house that wasn't being lived in, it was like a rental house, I would totally
Yeah, but
possibly think
who
about it.
vouches? Who is there to vouch that the house is what it is? I mean, first of all,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, you could get there, and the 16 bedroom mansion, you know, could wind up being a porta potty.
Mm.
I mean, seriously, or there could be cameras in all the walls and things. I mean, it's just anyone who uses the service, you know, you have to expect that if something goes wrong, you know, seriously. I mean,
Yeah,
come
I guess
on.
so. But you can, but you know, you also can rent houses through more legit things, avenues,
There's
and
so yeah, there's so many other ways to do this and have such and just be in a much safer situation.
yeah. All right, well, let's leave it at that, and let's move on to the picks of our week of the week.
Okay.
And Neil, you have something interesting for us,
Yeah, well, this
and
time
kind of creepy.
no, it's a good thing. It was a story that was run on, I don't close on Business Insider. How to remove yourself from background check services and to disappear completely. Well, it's not the disappear completely part that
I like that.
was interested, but it lists a whole bunch of services. For example, mylife.com gives you instructions. Axiom and Tellius gives you instructions on how to opt out from these services. And in this day and age, where you've got so many different companies that are tracking everything that you do. We speak a lot about privacy here and on the show, or lack thereof. And I just thought it was an important tool that people could go to this page and choose to opt out if they so wish from these various services.
It's very cool, very cool. Well, my pick of the week is a service called Scout Mob, SCOUTMOB.com. Essentially, it's yet another daily deal coupon service, but it's run through your cell phone. It's a really neat service based in Atlanta. Pretty much what it does is it's not like you buy a deal like Groupon. You buy the deal for a certain price and you have a gift certificate to bring and redeem it. What this is that it's pretty much a coupon service. So you get a coupon for 15% off at this restaurant. You bring your phone, they take the code off your phone, and you get the discount. So it's like a couponing daily deal service, and I had not had the camera on me this whole time. I'm learning.
Okay.
So, but something to check out.
You did have the camera on?
It's at SCOUTMOB.com.
I'm sorry, did you say you did have the camera on you the whole time?
I did not until the very last minute. You can see me down below. We can see me. I was looking at you, Neil. So hopefully you didn't pick your nose.
Just never going to win that Oscar, Seth.
It's the second episode of this new endeavor.
So you want to know what my pick of the week is?
What's your pick of the week, Jody?
Okay, my pick of the week is something called Jacksta, and I'll explain to you why I...
How you spell it?
Jaksta, Jacksta.
Jacksta.
Yeah, and it's for Mac, and they also have a version for Windows. They have a free demo, which works well enough that you may be happy with the free demo, or you can upgrade it. But basically what it does is it captures video or MP3, and you can convert from one format to another format.
Ooh.
Now, let me explain how I came to discover it. I recently got a Garmin for my motorcycle, and
fun.
Yeah, and the Garmin will play music, but the musics have to be MP3 format. So some of my other formats weren't able to play. So I started looking around, and this actually works pretty well. I've tried it. Essentially, it's a download, and it's an application, and as you're running it, when you go to a video site, it automatically grabs it. So, for those of you who may want to watch a tutorial again and again, or, you're seeing something like
you just don't get it.
A movie, and so you can, So it's pretty cool. Check it out. It's very reasonable, even if you do the paid version.
It's at jaksta.com. And Jody, how do you listen to music on a motorcycle when there's no doors and a roof? How do you hear the music when you're on the highway?
Well, I have these speakers, and I turn them really, really loud, and I have a windshield, and so it comes right in my face.
So can you hear anything that we're saying today?
Sometimes. Not all the time.
All right, shall we move on to the announcements?
Yeah.
You have announcements?
Good.
All right, Neil, do you have an announcement?
Just a little story that's breaking across the wires as we speak. Apparently,
Go for that. Yeah.
Randy Zuckerberg, the sister of Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, is resigning from the company
Breaking news.
after 6 years
Really?
with the service. Yeah, she wants to go out and strike out on her own. Apparently, working at Facebook has been limiting her because she hasn't been able to do some of the things she wants to do. There's been conflicts of interest, blah blah blah. Although it'll give her an opportunity to work with a broader range of companies, but she'll be doing something in the social media space.
Very cool.
Interesting.
Hopefully there's no bad blood
And
between Mark and his
that's
sister.
breaking news because.
Oh, it's social media podcast, right?
Yeah.
Who broke the story?
Oh, I just deleted it. Lewis Gray.
So somebody
Lewis
did.
Gray.
Yay,
Lewis
Lewis.
Gray. Way to go, Lewis.
Hey,
All
Lewis.
right. I have an announcement.
Hope you're listening.
On the 17th of August, for people who are in the Bucks County, Philadelphia metro area, I am holding a social media privacy class. It's going to be held at the Doylestown branch of Morgan Stanley Smith Barney from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. You can get your tickets at gmwd.us/K5. So it's G is in Goldstein, M is in media, W is in web, and D is in design.us/K5. This is one of my short URLs to the Skillshare site. It's a one-day class. It's a one-evening class, and it's being taught by yours truly. So it should be a good class. Hopefully you guys can make it. Hopefully you two can join me as well.
Cool.
Even you guys already know it all, but yeah, no pressure.
We'll be the hecklers in the back.
Yeah. Well, I told you last time that you needed a heckler, so I think I was going to show up.
Yeah, we heckled you one time, Neil.
When was that?
When was that, Seth? It was in Doylestown, I remember.
Oh yeah, we heckled you at the bar.
Right. Yeah.
We were the hecklers.
I ignored you.
You did, actually.
So anyhow, we would love to invite our A2SM community and anyone who knows people who would like to reach a nice segment of the world population who's into social media to advertise on Addicted to Social Media. Email us, or you have them email us at editors@A2SM. That's editors@A2SM.com. And we'd love to have some advertisements on here to help pay for the bills and the costs associated with running the podcast.
And we can talk about your product and immortalize it just like we do everything else.
Exactly. And also, we want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from you guys. We want to read what you have to say on the air and listen to your voicemails. I'm not sure how that's going to work with the video, but we'll figure that out when it comes to it. So, John Cawley and Michael Weberberger, you're on for a funny cricket style, at least for John Cawley, a rendition of cricket.
Yeah, we haven't heard from you guys for a while.
Yeah, and Michael's writing for us. John, we miss you. Call us, please. We miss you.
We want to make sure you're okay. You don't call,
exactly.
you don't send flowers.
Hopefully you get hit by a cricket ball. Anyhow, you can call us at +1 478 A2SM 118. That's +1 478 227 6118. That's 478 227 6118 or 478 A2SM 118. That's editors at A2SM.com. You can always tweet us at A2SM, at Seth Goldstein, at Neil Weiser, at Sunswept, and you can also follow our non podcasts. But any videos that we do, you can find us over on YouTube now, and our YouTube account is A2SM Official. Now, if you want to syndicate and download the video stream for the podcast, because YouTube's not letting us upload a 48-minute podcast as of right yet, I have to figure out if to fill out a form or something. But you can go to blip.tv/A2SM to see the latest show over there. And please click on some of the ads. It helps us afford to do this podcast some more. So, Neil, where can we find Mr. Weiser Gates?
Well, you just mentioned it at Neil Weiser. I'm also at neilweiser.com. And check me out on Google Plus as well.
And you are at your Google Plus vanity URL is a2sm.org/Neil, Neal.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Jody, where can we find the beautiful Jody?
You can typically find me hanging out at webmarcom.net or on my blog.
/blog.
webmarcom.net/blog. Thank you, Seth. You can find me on Twitter as Sunswept, and you can find me on Google Plus as a2sm.org/Jody.
With a Y.
With a Y. Why?
And
we have no idea why.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. What's that?
I said, why? I have no idea why.
Why? You can find me at Seth Goldstein, SethGoldstein on Twitter. You can find me at my blog, SethGoldstein.net. You can also find Neil at neilweiser.com. I think you should mention that.
I think you did.
And TwitTip as well. But you can also find me at A2SM.com as well. And you can find me 2 ways of getting to my Google Plus account is by going to SethGoldstein.me or going to A2SM.org/Seth. So that's 2 ways, 2 vanity URLs. And actually, I think I posted up somewhere, I signed up for all the URL shortener Google Plus things. So most of them I'm /Seth or /Seth Goldstein. So
I wonder if we sign up for all the URL shorteners in the world and we send one URL through another, will it shorten itself up into nothing?
Yeah, not quite, but what happens is the PHP gets confused and sends back an error.
Okay.
I've tried actually.
I believe you probably have, Seth.
No, actually, what happens? TweetDeck for Chrome shrinks stuff as the Bitly JMP j.mp URL shortener, and if I post it in my URL shortener, it would then re-shorten my shortened one, and then the links would break. So you can only shorten a link once.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
So Neil, take us out, buddy.
There you have it.
Well. Okay, well, this has been the Addicted to Social Media podcast, where we repeat where we are all over the internet over and over again, just to make sure that you don't forget. I'm Neil Weiser.
I'm Seth Goldstein.
And I'm Jody Raines. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
All right, bye-bye for now.
Bye, guys.